Alrighty, welcome to season mode of Duelist Kingdom. But before we get into that, I have had a lot of people asking about Battle City, and yes, today I started putting Battle City together. It is going to take a little bit of time, maybe a few days to put together, because there is quite a lot of decks that need to be made, and it takes about maybe an hour or so to make each deck, because I do need to do it on two different game files. I may not have all the cards on one of the saves either, but I will do my best to get it put together as quick as possible. So for Battle City, I'm going to play Yugi, Joey, Kaiba, Marik, Ishizu, Bakura, Esper, Roba, Mako, Odeon, Rex Raptor, Weevil, Arcana, Rare Hunters. So Arcana, Strings, he's the one who used Slifer against Yugi. Seeker, he was the one who used the Exodia structured deck. Loomis and Umbra, they're the ones that Yugi and Kaiba had the tag duel with, and also Maya Valentine, who I forgot to add in. So that gives us 16, so that'll work really well for a knockout tournament again as well. For Battle City, yeah, I reckon that's going to be a super cool tournament because we never got to see a lot of those duelists. You know, we never got to see Marik take on Odeon or Marik take on Bakura. That would have been, did I say Bakura? I did, didn't I? Yes. So yeah, I am going to put Battle City together very, very shortly as well. For this tournament, it's a season mode. It's going to be best out of 3. And I just need to make a sync. Create, all right. How I do this, as soon as I press the create button, I call it out and then I edit it in so I can sync it all up. But because I talked a little bit, I'll have to make the point. And you get to hear how I do my sync points. So this is Yugi and Kaiba, and I know we did see a Yugi and Kaiba yesterday, but we didn't see this Yugi and Kaiba. This one's a little bit different. This is starter deck Yugi and Kaiba, but they've both been improved. When I say improved, that may be a little bit of an incorrect statement. Basically, what I've done is I've gotten rid of all the cards that are in their starter deck that they didn't use in the anime. So, for example, Great White is a monster card that's in Yugi's deck, but he never used it, so I got rid of Great White and I put in Griffor, I put in Toric, I put in Karibo and Multiply, some magic and trap cards that both of the players used, and I did this with Joey and Pegasus as well. So what we're going to see out of the original starter decks is a deck that's more true to their anime. So there we go, Catapult Turtle, Swords of Revealing Light, Griffor, Mystic Box. These are all cards that Yugi used in the anime, but they weren't in his starter deck. So we should see a very interesting match, very true to the original. All right, Kaiba starts off with Ryukish Empowered. He played that against Pegasus in their Duelist Kingdom match, where Pegasus stole his soul. There's Mirror Force, one of the most annoying cards in the game, but Yugi did have it. All right, Griffor goes down in defense mode. Mystic Box, you don't need Dark Magician to use it, but it would be super cool if it did. All right, Mirror Force goes down. Yugi's turn has ended. So what have I done with Kaiba's deck? Kaiba's deck now has 3 Blue Eyes. As you see, there are also fusion monsters in both decks. Yugi's deck has Gaia the Dragon Champion, and Kaiba's fusions are Rabid Horseman and Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. So Kaiba has played a face down and declared an attack. Yugi has opted to use Mirror Force. He'd probably want to keep Griffor on the field for the moment. He can tribute it to something Catapult Turtle, and he does have Swords Revealing Light as well. The Eye of Truth, that's a card that he used in Kaiba when they were dueling on the castle, and Kaiba refused to lose and decided to give Yugi no other choice but to surrender. If you remember that episode, that was a cool episode. He used Catapult Turtle in quite a few duels as well. Against Panic was one of them. Other monsters, Stop Defense, that was played as a trap card. Obviously, there were some inconsistencies with the anime as well that we all know of. Kaiba has, so with a couple of the decks, Pegasus for one, Joey was another. Yugi, I managed to do pretty easy. All the decks are down to 40 cards now for the starter decks. Kaiba, he does have a couple of monsters in there that weren't in his Duelist Kingdom deck, but I had to put them in for functionality purposes to actually make his deck 40 cards. So I decided to go with a couple of stock standard dragon cards that were from the very early booster packs to keep with the generation, keep with the deck strength formulas. Dragon Dwelling in the Cave was one of them. That's a 2000 defense, and Lesser Dragon, which is a 1200. I put Blackland Fire Dragon in Kaiba's deck as well because he likes his dragons. Alright, turn count is Kaiba's. There's Lajin. He also has Mystical Lamp. That's a effect monster that goes with Lajin, which Kaiba also played in that rematch with Yugi at Duelist Kingdom. There's Horn Imp. That's a card that he played quite a few times. I do have Horn of the Unicorn in there, an equipped card that Yugi quite frequently played. That's a terrible card, by the way, because if that gets destroyed, it goes to the top of the deck. You don't necessarily want that to happen. Alright, we've got 2 tributes. That will be none other than a Blue Eyes White Dragon that's coming to the field. We will get a little scene play as Blue Eyes makes his entrance. Can Kaiba summon the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon? That would be very, very cool if he does. Yugi does have Mystic Box, so he will be able to get rid of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. What that does, it destroys an opponent's monster, then you give control of one of yours to them. That's how Mystic Box works in the... Alright, sweet. Magician of Black Chaos. That is another addition to Yugi's Duelist Kingdom deck. So this card works differently in real life to the anime. It's quite a powerful card too, because you could give them like any throwaway monster, for example, Horn Imp. Alright, Mammoth Graveyard to attack mode. He could have kept Horn Imp, but he's decided to go with Mammoth Graveyard. That may have been an accident, but either way, Horn Imp is going to be destroyed. Yugi still has the Swords of Revealing Light on the field as well, protecting him. And Kaiba has just lost a Blue Eyes, so that is a big loss in monster. And he had to tribute 2 monsters just to get it to the field as well. So Yugi may have the advantage here. He's only slightly down on life points. Alright, Kaiba has gone with a face-down Magical Trap. And Shadow Spell. That'll be 700 points off of Mammoth Graveyard. Kaiba played Shadow Spell against Pegasus on the Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, and then used his own Blue Eyes to destroy it. There's a Polymerization, so if Yugi can draw Curse of Dragon, he'll be able to summon Gaia the Dragon Champion. Okay, face down from Kaiba. Also, I forgot to mention as well, these duels are going to be 2 out of 3. That way, if a player does draw a really bad hand, they have a chance to get a win back. So each duelist will play each other once, and they will score 1 point for a win. Basically, whoever has the most wins at the end wins the season. Monster Reborn, Blue Eyes White Dragon, is going to be coming back to the field. And Yugi's Mammoth Graveyard is about to get pulverized. That's going to be a massive loss of life points as well. That'd be 2,500 since it's been reduced by 700 already. Gift of the Mystical Elf. He played that against Yugi in the... They're playing a lot of cards from that rematch duel. Quite cool. I added Sagi the Dark Clown to Kaiba's deck as well. I don't know why that wasn't in his starter deck. It really should have been. I also added Grappler because Kaiba's Fate guy played Grappler. There's Torek. Yugi played that a couple of times. I think he played it... When did he play it? He played it against someone. It only made like 1 appearance. Alright, Blue Eyes destroys Torek. So I did look for the Living Arrow card, but that's not an actual card. That was purely made for anime. There's no actual card. The closest thing that sort of comes to that is Spell Shattering Arrow, and that card's way too powerful for this generation. So yeah, unfortunately, there is no Living Arrow card. So Yugi won't be able to poison Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon in this. There's Monster Recovery. That means you can select a monster to bring back to your side of the field, and you can draw on your hand, which Yugi might have to do here because he's really got no other option. And it looks like he will. Draws a new... Oh, there's the Eye of Truth again. Oh, there's Black Magic Ritual. He just sent that Magician of Black Chaos back to his hand. And there's Burning Land as well. He played that against Mako. He also played that against Weevil to destroy Weevil's forest. Here we go here. Silverfang is destroyed by Blue Eyes White Dragon. Yugi, it's not looking good for him right now. He may have a spot of bother trying to get that. Alright, there's Giant Soldier of Stone. He's got Mystical Elf on the field, so he's got his good monsters on the field, but Kaiba with the Blue Eyes is a little bit too powerful. Now, in Battle City, Kaiba played more than one Flute of Summoning Dragon, so assumably, I would assume that Kaiba would have multiple copies of that in his deck, so I did put multiple copies in his deck as well of the Flute of Summoning Dragon. He still only has one Lord of D. Alright. Giant Soldier of Stone destroyed by Blue Eyes White Dragon. Turn count is Kaiba's. And a Flute of Summoning Dragon has been sent to the graveyard. Oh, there's Dark Magician. Although Yugi can't get it to the field. In fact, there's not really much he can do right now. Maybe, well, in general, Kaiba's deck was always a bit better than Yugi's. It's just that they always made Kaiba lose. Oh, no way. Has he drawn it? He's drawn it. There's 3. There's only one fusion that needs 3 monsters in Kaiba's deck. He has pulled the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon to the field. This is what we wanted to see. Oh, it's such a shame that Kaiba destroyed Giant Soldier of Stone, because that would have been like actual anime play, because when Kaiba first summoned Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, he attacked Giant Soldier of Stone. And then Kaiba goes, "You're lucky your Stone Soldier was in defense mode, Yugi." But Mystical Elf takes a bullet instead. Alright, Yugi's not going to be able to win this. Not with Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Oh, there's Multiply. Yugi can survive one more turn if it's only Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Oh, I wish Yugi had Kaiba in his hand right now. He does have Kaiba in his deck. Oh my god, if Yugi had Kaiba in his hand, that would be awesome. Because that's what Multiply does. Kaiba tokens, summons them in defense mode as many tokens. Oh, that's such a shame. He does have a draw. No, he doesn't draw it. Horn of the Unicorn. Oh, that's such a shame. Imagine if he drew Kaiba. That'd just be perfect. However, Yugi is going to get blown away. He used a card in the anime that isn't even a real card, so he deserves to get a loss to the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Alright, we are going to flip the perspective. We are going to look at Kaiba's perspective for the opening round of this season. While that sets up, Battle City, I have basically all the details of all the decks. It's just going through the process of putting them together while having enough room in the game's files to make another deck. So it may take a little bit of time, but I am absolutely keen to put together that Battle City tournament. And I know a few people out there are very keen to see it as well. So, alright. I see the comments. I see Jason Presland 1614. I see your comments all the time, bro. Appreciate you. I saw Omar Hernandez comment, you should do a tournament with the Battle City decks too. I agree. Oops. I went to move on my phone and then I accidentally thumbed down that comment. I fixed it. I fixed it straight away. And there was Next Gen Prodigy also is calling for Battle City tournament, so how can I refuse? Battle City is on the way. I saw Jason was also keen to see Battle City 2 out of 3. I'll probably do a season mode for Battle City as well. So, yeah, definitely a 2 out of 3 format for Battle City as well. Alright, looking from Kaiba's perspective now. There's Fissure in his hand as well. Another Blue Eyes. Judgeman, Swordstalker. Yugi has gone with a face down defense to start off. Alright, we're attributing the dragon dwelling in the cave for a judgment. I have just noticed something. I have made a little oversight. There are no fusion monsters in Kaiba's deck on this game file. I will have to fix that. My bad, Kaiba. He won't have his Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon or his Rabbit Horseman in this one. I'll make a note of that so I can fix it. Every now and then I do have these oversights as well. Alright, there's Swords of Revealing Light for Yugi. He's drawn that early again as well. Oh, there's a second Blue Eyes. Oh, it's going to be such a shame. I didn't actually... Oh, I didn't notice that. I used 2 different game files, so I've got 2 Nintendo Switches, both with the same game. And I basically create the same deck on both games, so I have to do the same deck twice. And occasionally I do have oversight. Oh my god, that's a disgusting hand for Kaiba because 5 of those monsters need a tribute. It will be a shame if he does draw Polymerization now. Alright, Yugi with 2 face down. Ah, Black Magic Ritual, very nice. He'll be able to summon it this time, although Kaiba has Fissure in his hand, which is a shame as well. Fissure isn't a card that Kaiba used, but for functionality it was left in his deck, because it was actually quite hard to put Kaiba's deck together, just using his anime cards, because all he ever used is Blue Eyes White Dragon. He only had like 2 or 3 duels as well, and he used pretty much the same cards. Fissure's not that powerful though, it destroys the lowest attack monster, but if there's only 1 monster face up on the field, as Magician of Black Chaos is right now. Alright, there's Grappler. I guess there's... Okay, Kaiba goes for face down defense, and there goes the Magician of Black Chaos. Yugi does have Monster Reborn, so he could bring that back. He does have Black Luster Soldier in his deck as well, which will match Blue Eyes White Dragon. Alright, face down from Yugi. Was Grifford just tributed? Yeah, I think that was. That might be Catapult Turtle then. It looks like Yugi has actually drawn very similar cards. That's a strange play from Kaiba. Why didn't he summon a Blue Eyes there? And if that's the case, why didn't he summon Swordstalker? Maybe a... Oh, that might maybe a misclick. It does happen. This game, it is easy to do misclicks every now and then. But still, Rude Kaiser, let's say... Kaiba, he never actually played Rude Kaiser, but he did have it in his deck. I think it was flipped through as he was discarding after Pegasus turned around that that Crush Card virus on him. There's Invigoration. And now Kaiba's going for Blue Eyes White Dragon. Again, Invigoration was left in as a just a filler card as well. Kaiba, I did put Dragon Treasure in his deck as well. It, again, wasn't used by him, but again, through the anime, Kaiba only used about 20 different cards, and I can't make a deck of 20. And I don't want to just double up the same card in every deck, because then the deck just kind of gets a bit silly. Still want to keep the variation and the randomness in the deck, while keeping true to the character as well, which is why I put a couple of weaker dragon monsters in Kaiba's deck. Alright, he's drawn Remove Trap. Yugi hasn't been able to play anything. He's going to take 3,000 points here. Well, the first match was quite wild, and we did get to see the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon at least. You don't get to see that played every day in actual Yu-Gi-Oh duels. Alright, there's Yugi again. He hasn't played anything. Has he not got anything in his hand to play? There's another 3,000 points. If Yugi gets attacked again, he's going to lose. If Yugi's got nothing in his hand, show what's in it. Calling out there as we're... I've got it on my screen. If Yugi can't play, show the audience what's in his hand. Wow, okay. Yugi mustn't be able to play anything once he got Burning Land. There's a face down. Another face down. Horn of the Unicorn. What's he going to do? Equip that to Blue Eyes and make it... Yep, okay. Wow, Yugi had a stinker. He had an absolute horrid hand. Okay, he has got Dark Magician in it as well. I am being revealed he has got a Dark Magician. And a Summon Skull. Okay, he's got Dark Magician and Summon Skull in his hand. There's Eye of Truth, which will make Kaiba have to reveal his hand. He'll gain 1,000 life points. And that's a continuous one as well. That's not a good card. What's the other face down? Mokyu. Oh, that's a shame because Yugi's got Summon Skull and Mokyu actually works with Summon Skull. So unfortunately, Yugi just drew a stinker of a hand for that second game. But it is what it is. That is Yu-Gi-Oh! That is the nature of the game as well. Alright, so Kaiba picks up the win for the first round of the season mode. It will go for 15 rounds again. Each player will play each other once. And that will basically determine... Well, I mean, we had the Knockout Cup, which was very random based because it was single round knockout. But now we get a 2 out of 3 falls, or 2 out of 3 best of 3. And at the end of the season, whoever's won the most duels will be the one who claims winner of the season. Well, thanks for tuning in. This is fun. This is really fun to do. I will have Battle City up in production over the coming days as well. So we will hopefully be able to see the first round of that coming up as well. As I'm swatting at a mosquito at the moment. I don't know how they keep getting in. Anyway, I'm going to turn off. If you like Pokemon content as well, I also do Pokemon solo runs as well. Otherwise, I know a few people are here just for Yu-Gi-Oh as well, so I am going to endeavor to keep Yu-Gi-Oh going daily as well. Well, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you all. Farewell.